would like to call upon our next speaker, Mr. Vikas Deshmukh, General Manager, Reliance Industries, to give a presentation on process and equipment reliability.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, ARC advisory team, sponsors, vendors, and various delegates from various industries. Seniors from my team, Mr. Balani. So, this topic I have chosen is on especially on reliability related. One of the theme for this ARC forum was asset performance management, and there were various other interesting topics also. So this is mainly related to asset, whether you call it a process or your plant itself is your asset and equipment. So those two are correlated to each other, process and equipment. Any process running have an impact on the equipment, or equipment failure can disrupt the process. So few things before I start. We talked about technology and innovation. There were some excellent presentation earlier on technology and innovation. One aspect as let me first talk about the company I am coming from, Reliance. Many of you know the Reliance group, which is mainly in petrochemicals, refineries, and recently in retail sector. So we have almost 5 to 6 number petrochemical installation and 2 large size refineries at Jamnagar. So majority of the company's revenue comes from the refinery, that is more than 50%, and at the same time other petrochemical units also contribute to the large extent, which are mainly polypropylene and aromatics, polyethylene and polyester, from where the Reliance started its journey. Dhirubhai Ambani, who was the founder of this Reliance group and major innovator, I would say. So not only, and from polyester sector, we made a backward integration up to refinery, and not only refinery, it is oil and gas. Because in Andhra Pradesh also, in Andhra Pradesh itself, we have our gas well KGD6 as one of the main gas producing station, which is supplying gas to the entire country, many of the fertilizers plant and power plants. So few things were discussed, as I am coming from the state Gujarat, although I do not belong, but last 15 years, 14 years I have spent in Gujarat. So this major thrust of this forum was on electricity, power, and this thing. One of the sessions, it was mentioned about in the today's morning session, the power challenges in power distribution with some related to people. But I am proud to tell that in Gujarat, with maximum utilization of the technology and this thing, the theft cases and this thing have been reduced to 20%, which is the data given by our leader, Mr. J.M. Bhalani, just now. And this is really which other states also can follow. Gujarat has set example last 10 years and improved and took the maximum utilization of the technologies available, and those have resolved many issues. Maybe there are operational and implementation issues which will have to be solved over the period, but we cannot blame the technology. Yeah, there are the flaws. Yes, technology could be limiting to some extent, but over the period with the innovative efforts, we can definitely bring the transformation. Because what I believe in is that technology is mainly for the transformation, and as far as the social impact is concerned, it is the innovation which brings the social impact. So the two examples which I can give are from our co-founder, that is Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani, who has had set the vision of making a cell phone call available at the price of postcard, and there where the transformation, India's real transformation, Andy mentioned about this cell phone was the biggest revolution for this thing. And when Reliance got into the business of cell phone and progressively made the call available as cheap as the postcard, and that brought the revolution in our big transformation in our country. And the new and today ARC, lot of efforts being put off by ARC advisory committee and the overall global ARC offices, and I'm sure the topics being talked about in this thing like cloud computing and manufacturing intelligence, and those are going to create a big social impact in the coming days. And thanks to the ARC's efforts in bringing in and creating percolating the ideas, new concept down the line. Maybe today those will be felt people as the maybe some ideas as not able to adopt immediately, but it will take some time to percolate the idea down the line, and as it reaches to the poorest to the poor people, and that will be the real innovation or real transformation that will be taking into our society. So the today topic I have chosen is on the reliability and using the early event detection. So for our refinery or big concept, this is very useful, or even not only refinery, for chemical industry, petrochemical industry, where it involves, or even power industry, which involves a large number of sensors and the data available, but how that data available is to be converted into the most intelligent manner, so that that will give me or improve my foresightedness that this is the problem, or this is the abnormal situation going to occur in my plant, and that will in fact solve the problems or will help me to solve the problem in advance. So this is one of the statement I took from my one alarm management handbook. So there are more things, it is applicable to our life also. So more things to alert us than to harm us, and we suffer more often in apprehension than the reality. So in day-to-day life also we get alarm even while we are working in the plants or this thing. So if the sufficient attention or this thing, we can create a more value, and now lot of information getting available from the new advanced system. So how the challenge is to put it into the most intelligent, use it into the most intelligent manner. So that is the challenge. So this will be the one of the area. So early event detection for any foretelling, if somebody is going to predict, then that this is what the going to be abnormality and going to save thousands of dollars worth equipment or worth my process, worth my plant, then definitely this is really an art. So today I'm going to more talking about the concept, because I'm not telling that we have implemented in the fullest scale as far as our refinery is concerned, but this is going to be the most. We have received last more than 1 year, we have been receiving many cases, early event process cases from our user base, but for want of some full technology platform, we are not able to still implement to the fullest extent. So I am going to utilize, or maybe taking up with this to the either ARC forum or the vendors available here, so that at the end we have a comprehensive tool, maybe that will give an idea to what type of platform, what type of problem we are looking for. Maybe we have given some pilot or maybe proof of concept with the companies like Honeywell and this thing. Maybe in the coming months or in coming years we will get a full comprehensive tool for this early event detection implementation. So as we talked about, this is concept floated by ASM consortium, which is I think a couple of vendors like Honeywell and those are the prime have contributed a lot in this ASM consortium. So any abnormal, it can be either a situation could be have a minimal impact or maybe catastrophic this thing. So as far as statistics is concerned, so the what abnormal situation, any abnormal situation in a process industry or this thing, so it is mainly 35 to 45% due to people and work context factors. Then for equipment it is 30 to 45%, and process factors it is 5% to 35%. So it may vary. So the earlier I get the indication of any impending event, so then definitely I can take the proactive action and will maybe it could lead to some downtime of my unit for short duration, but the proactive action I am going to take is going to save maybe the disaster which is going to happen maybe in, after hours or maybe few days. So this how this early event detection will be useful. So it is EED is to augment the console operator, because console operator, he is the main player who is the focal point for the whole plant, whether the plant manager, production manager. So all the information, he is the focal point for with respect to the plant. So for him, this is going to create a behavior and situation awareness for the operator, because a lot of information is currently getting loaded to the panel. So recently we conducted alarm rationalization exercise for last more than 1 year. So earlier operator was getting alarms up to 100 per shift for few hundred, for few units, maybe more than that those alarms. So after this alarm rationalization, we reduced these alarms to say 8 to 10 hours, even lower than the norms specified by the agencies like EEMUA and the standards which they have ISA 18.2 standards. So this is also one of the concept. So after this alarm rationalization, maybe to that was not the end. So to what our focus is now on the predictive monitoring or predictive alarming, which will further strengthen our plants, our equipments or our assets in the coming end or not. And from last couple of years, we are also driving the business transformation in a big way, and as a part of that also we will be focusing more on that, and that will also finally to improve our the life or asset life and finally the plant life. So what we are looking for is the value added tool for supporting the final goal, that is the manufacturing, to achieve the manufacturing excellence. So the problem, if you ask me, I would like to describe in that process industry encounters failures, which includes starting from the small instrument failure, or it could be the process drift or safe operation violation. It could be the limit, we are exceeding the limits or given beyond the target limits or like that, or major unit deviation, and catastrophic failure. It could be some failure or fire or maybe some equipment rupture or like that. So the challenge is that how do we get an early indication that event is occurring or something that is process is changing, and what sensor or piece of equipment process in it is the root cause of the abnormal situation. So I need to have some good tool, good analytical tool. So today what I have to for want of some comprehensive tool, I have to whatever resources, say DCS control configurator, or maybe some APC, advanced process control. So whatever systems we have, I have to with the utilization of those, I have to develop some advanced logic, and based on that I try to get early event or this thing. So I am not telling we are doing currently with the in the most professional way or like that. So maybe in the coming days we are looking for good this thing. So whatever I have request either ARC team or maybe the vendor team available here. So if they can give a solution or good solution in the coming days, that will be definitely useful, not for the our units, big refinery units, integrated units like Reliance, but for the overall the process industry as a whole. So if you could see as far as refinery, I talked about alarm rationalization. Then refinery process units, here the why it is more advantageous. If you could see the right from our crude processing unit up to the final say coker unit, all the units are integrated, and any abnormality in one unit can have a drastic impact on the subsequent unit or maybe the downstream unit. So the earlier the information provided to the downstream unit, definitely he can take the proactive action. So although we have a good DCS or systems or this thing, but not necessary each and every abnormality we are routing for want of some network due to some network limitation or this thing. All information we are not abnormality, we are not alerting to the operator who is not connected directly to the, but he is going to suffer maybe after a couple of hours or like that, or unit is going to suffer. So that type of information is definitely going to be useful for the units as well as its process or the assets as a whole. So this how EED is going to improve reliability by making finally the operator more proactive than the reactive, because earlier he gets the information, that is definitely going to give him a time to think over this thing, what exactly maybe to consult with his superiors and this thing, rather than, because it may happen that he gets information after something disaster has happened, maybe he will be, that will further deteriorate the situation. So it is a very important factor is proactive information. So the technology, as per this some data I have providing from this ASM consortium. So for want of good abnormal situation management tool, so the process industry is losing around $10 million opportunity globally. So the benefits of suppose I want to go for good abnormal situation management or early event detection system. So the benefit is justified in increased availability and reduced incidence, maybe when we talk to the management or this thing, because the existing resources like either DCS, APC or optimization, they may not be fulfill the requirement, because there the focus is more on the constraint not getting hit, but any abnormality, any reaction going runaway, that can create some process going deviating from the normal alarm limits or like that. So in that case definitely this early event detection is useful to the plant. So as I talked, the existing DCS automation platform, they have some limitation or this thing. So what we are looking for, and one more factor that which I would like to touch upon is that existing DCS alert and EED alert. So you might be having a question in your mind probably that whatever, yes, already you are getting a DCS alarm, even operators panel before alarm rationalization, it was getting flooded with various alarms and this thing. So in spite of this, why this is, because we are not looking at a single variable. So DCS system is a univariate system which is looking at only limits with respect to the particular. So particular parameters, say flow, temperature or this thing, but EED is going to give a comprehensive approach. It will bring in some multivariable, it will some all the 10-15 parameters which are responsible for that abnormal situation, that will be put into the model, and that is going to give the, so it is a definitely value added tool for the operator on the long run. So what is required or what we are looking for in the long run is the comprehensive tool which can facilitate rule-based engine, statistical model building platform, first principle modeling platform, which has a workflow management, because today it is not our end users are not satisfied only to giving alert. What they are asking us is to, if the alert is coming, escalate to the concern responsible person, the person who is accountable for maintaining that equipment or like that, so that that will lead to automatic preventive PM order generation in SAP or like that. So that type of automation we are looking for. Then finally integration with asset management system. So as a part of business transformation, we are also going for EAM and those things in the coming day, which were talked about in the earlier sessions earlier. So the robust technology platform or strong technology and strong platform, that is the message I would like to give, part of this thing. So the mission, you may be surprised why the mission at the last this thing. So to empower operating teams to proactively manage their plants to maximize safety and minimize environmental impact while allowing the process to be pushed to the optimal limits. Because there is two challenges. One is to maximize safety and minimize environmental impact while running your plant, but at the same time there is a pressure from the management to push the plant or to the optimal use or sweat the asset, what we talked earlier. So that is the biggest challenge, because process industry is finally looking for the zero incidence, considering the environment, safety and other factors. So the I would like to thank team from on behalf of our because we have 4 nominations from our Reliance team. So as a team we have come here, and this is the topic I have presented. Thanks to ARC team for giving the opportunity to Reliance as well as our Reliance team, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So just a minute. I request our lead Mr. Jaman Malani, Mandar and Mr. JP Singh to come to the stage and join me in receiving the momentum. Thank you very much.
We have just 2 more presentations.
Please.
Yeah. One by Mr.
Thank
Dastur
you
and Co.
very, very much. We appreciate
Tamil
really
Raj.
Reliance.
Request from presentation on Vikas team. Some of the work what they have done. So we have 2 more presentations to go before we break for lunch. Kindly bear with us.
Thank you, ARC team.
I would request you all to please fill the feedback form which is in the delegate kit and give it to the ARC team. We would like to call upon our next speaker, Mr. Tanmay Roy, Senior Consultant, Hemant Dastar and Co. to give a presentation on role of IT in enterprise sustenance.
Thank you very much. I hope I am audible. We had lots of presentations over the last 2 days focusing on technology. So I would like to deviate and try to give you a different flavor. I would like to touch upon certain subject which is which some of the large enterprises of the country are facing in implementing IT and